Let's take a look at code.org, Unit 4, Lesson 7, Conditionals Practice. Today we're not going to look at the PowerPoint because there's honestly not a whole lot to the PowerPoint. If you go through this, you'll see a lot of programming puzzles and things to look for as you're working on this. You want to be sure that you're looking for both the syntax errors and you want to be looking for logic errors. Anytime that you have some type of a syntax error, we know that that's something in the code, but the logic error is what really this lesson is all about, getting you to think of, is the output what we want the output to be. Read the code and predict what will appear in the console. Run the code and watch how each equation is answered. Add the code to answer the last two questions. You'll need to create a Boolean expression for each one. So we'll need a couple Boolean expressions in here. And the thing that I'm looking for on this, anytime I get a new set of code that I'm trying to debug or to fix, is to first read it from top to bottom. So line 1, predict whether the following questions evaluate to true or false. Console log Q1 is 3 less than 5. We know that that should say false. That should be true. Console log 3 less than 5. Console log question 2 is 3 equal to 5. And then console log 3 equals 5. So that's not true. Console log question 3 is 3 greater than 3. So we have 3 greater than 3. We know that that's false. Question 4 is 2 times 2 greater than or equal to 5. So we see in the console log here, if we highlight this, that 2 times 2 is in parentheses, and that's important because that'll actually evaluate to 4. We know that 4 is not greater than or equal to 5. So we need to add some code down here for question 5. Is 10 less than or equal to 10? And then we would have console log. And then is 10 less than or equal to 10? 10 less than or equal to 10. Okay. And then last but not least is 10 minus 3 greater than 3 times 3. So let's add another console log. Let's add 10 minus 3. Keep that in parentheses. 10 minus 3 greater than 3 times 3. Let's keep that in parentheses as well. Now, what happens when we run this? We see in the console log, it's evaluating these Booleans here, right? So each time a new line gets read, that Boolean gets evaluated as true or false. It doesn't show up in the console log as a statement, but just as a true or false. And let's check that these last two make sense. I'm glad that last one read false because we know that 10 minus 3 is 7. That's not greater than 3 times 3. So we know that we have that expression in there correctly. All right, good deal. So that should finish that. And as you work through these little puzzles in this lesson, be sure that you're thinking about both things, the syntax and the logic, okay? We'll do one more together and then I'll let y'all go and let y'all have at it. So variable score equals 10, variable lives equals 3. Predict how questions 1 and 2 will be answered, then run the code to check your prediction. Console log, question 1 is score plus lives less than 13. So score plus lives less than 13. So there's our Boolean statement here. Would this be true or false, class? That would be, for these variables, that would be false. It would be 13 is less than 13, and that is false. All right. Console log question 2 is lives times 3 equal to score. So then we're putting in lives, which is 3 times 3. Is that equal to the score of 10? We know that that is false as well. And then add code to answer the following 2 questions. So we can add a console log. Is score minus 5 greater than 5? So we could say score minus 5. Well, let's go back here. Let's keep this in parentheses. Score minus 5. Trying to see if that is greater than 5. Okay. Your semicolon. Last but not least here is score times 2 greater than or equal to lives times 10. So you can add a console log and parentheses score times 2 greater than or equal to. I'm going to go back here, close my parentheses. Greater than or equal to this set of parentheses, lives times 10. Okay. So let's run this and see what we get. In the debug console, we said score plus 1 should be less than 13. It said that's false. That's good. Lives times 3 equal to the score. That's also false. That would be 9 is not equal to 10. The score minus 5 greater than 5. That's also false. It's greater than or equal to 5, which is good. And then score times 2 greater than or equal to lives times 10. That's also false. So the score times 2 would be 20. And then the lives times 10 would be 30, so that's good that it evaluated as false. Okay, so from here, I'm going to let y'all have at lesson 7. The conditionals practice is a really it can be kind of cumbersome as you're working through some of these more challenging problems, but I think this gets you the hang of how to use conditionals in your programming. Thanks for checking this out.